Hello, hi, my beloved students. I am here today in order to share with you about some reasons why we cannot improve our English even though we have spent our time with it quite long. So there are some reasons we should learn together. The first one is that, sometimes we just want to learn according to our feeling. So we just study. We say study without aiming. So the word without aiming, when you just study, there is no goal. You have, just study. Just study. So if you just study without aiming, without setting a real goal, why you want to learn English, why do you want to learn this language, you have to ask yourself. So if you just learn according to your feeling, you just learn for fun, for playing, so you cannot improve it much. Alright, so we have to think about it and ask ourselves that why am I learning English? Ask yourself, okay? So the second one is that sometimes you can say a passive learner. The word a passive learner means you are just a student and you go to school, sometimes you study 3 hours per day. You go from one class to one class to one class to meet this teacher, meet that teacher, and you try to find a famous and expensive school in order to sharpen your ability, but you are still a passive learner. So a passive learner means we just go to class, listen to your teacher, write down the grammar, vocabulary, and then you just look at your teacher. Your teacher will give you explanation, speaking, and give the grammar explanation. Do the homework, you get a score. But you're just a passive learner, just listen to your teacher, but you do not put what you have learned into a real practice. So if you want to improve your English ability, don't be a passive learner. You must be an active learner. A passive learner means you just listen to your teacher, you just write down some lesson, but you do not practice. You're just a passive learner. But if you are an active learner, you will put what you have learned into a real practice, into a real life. Not only write down in your notebook and then you do nothing with it. So don't be a passive learner. You must be an active learner. Put it into real practice and use it. Alright? Yeah. And the third one is that learning without reviewing. Sometimes you just, I go to school and then you write down vocabulary, you come back home, you put your book away, you have fun with your family, you are online and then you surf the net, okay, blah blah blah, talk to your friend and then go to Facebook, TikTok, blah blah blah, and then it's on time, it's a bedtime. You go to bed without reviewing what you have learned. This is also the way that you cannot improve your English. So the problem is that you learn without reviewing. So what should you do with this one? So when you learn from, in the morning until the evening or before you go to bed, first thing you need to do is that you have to review your vocabulary or what you have learned. You take note and you have to review vocabulary. Okay, what have I learned today? Or you can ask yourself that if I have learned something new today, okay, you review it. You review it before you go to bed, and then your vocabulary, your phrases, your grammar, something like that. So please, when you learn, you have to review what you have learned. You cannot remember it by only seeing this word for the first time. All right. And the fourth one is that, learn a lot, practice less. You learned a lot. Some students learn English 3 hours per day, sometimes more than that. You go from one class to one class with one teacher to one teacher, change from one school to one another school, and you change and you learned a lot. You learn grammar, you learn conversation, you learn structure, you learn English newspaper, listening, One day you learned a lot, just go to school. But practice less. It means that you spend too much time on your class, go to school. But you spend very little time with practicing. So if you learn, it doesn't matter how many, schools you are studying with, but don't forget to practice or put it into a real practice. Don't just learn a lot. It's good to learn a lot, but you have to practice a lot too. Don't learn a lot, but practice less. Practice more than you have learned. If you learn 1, you have to practice 10. All right? If you learn 1 word, you have to practice it or put it into real practice 10 times. This is the way to improve your English. Don't just learn. It's good to learn, but the best is that to practice what you have learned. All right? And the next one is that focus too much on mistakes. Yes. This is, many students are facing with this problem. You focus too much on mistakes. Like, teacher, I want to talk, I want to practice my English, but, I'm afraid that I will make a mistake. With pronunciation, with grammar, sometimes you make a mistake and your friend will bully you, or when you speak it and then your pronunciation is bad, or your English grammar is terrible, and then you are afraid that some students or the other people will judge you or will tease you. You focus too much on mistake. Just when you learn, we are students, we are learners. So nobody is born perfect. So it's okay to make a mistake when you use it, when you learn, because we are students. It's natural to make a mistake, but don't focus too much on it. What you have to do is that learn from your mistake when you learn something new. Don't focus too much on your mistakes. Don't be afraid, okay? Just be brave. And then you have to think that when I learn in order to improve myself, my ability. If I don't practice right now, when will I start? So don't focus too much on your mistakes. Keep practicing, keep going. All right? Yes. And the 6th is that you are too shy. This is the problem with your English learning as well. You are too shy, very shy. Like as I told you before, is that this is the nature when we are shy. Me too. 10 years ago, when I started learning English, I was very shy when I started talking to foreigners, but I have to get rid of my anxiety. The more you practice, the more you talk, the more confident you will be. First time you are shy, but when you feel confident, you are not shy anymore. So for the first time you will be shy. It's natural. All right, so don't be shy. You can practice alone. But for my style, the way I learn is that first thing I need to do is that I speak alone. When I learn something new, I practice speaking alone, like in my bedroom. Sometime when I'm taking a bath, I talk, I speak in English. I try my best. I try my best. I do it with all my heart. I don't care if there are people look down on me, like I speak wrongly, grammar, my speaking is not fluent. I don't care, This is my nature. This is the way I learned that. I don't care. What I care is that I'm doing it for my future. What I'm doing is that for my bright future. Okay? Yeah. So don't be shy, I know you are shy. It's natural to be shy, but you have to do it if you want to improve your English. Don't be shy. All right. And the 7th one is that you don't have time. You don't have time, like, teacher, I really want to improve my English, but, you have so many but. Okay, if you really want to improve or you want to learn English, you will find the way to give yourself the opportunity to learn. But if you don't really want to learn, you will find many excuses. Okay, so we have 24 hours. You have to take only 1 hour per day to learn. 10 or 20 minutes to learn something new, and you spend 40 minutes for practicing, reading, writing, and speaking. This is the way to improve your English, step by step and step by step, little by little, side by side. Okay, so if you really want to learn, you have to take, put some time for yourself. Okay. And the 8th one is the lack of responsibility. Yes. So if you are a learner, you have to be responsible for yourself. For example, okay, you have a strong determination. You want to learn English. Okay, teacher, I will try my best to learn. This is you have a strong determination, but after taking class, you have to be responsible for yourself. Okay, I am a learner. My teacher give me this homework, and I have to do this, and I have to, it's on time to learn. You have to learn, Sometimes you're like, teacher, so I don't want to learn. I'm sad. I don't want to learn, teacher. This is not the way to improve your English, Don't study tamaram. If you study tamaram, aramរបស់you change a lot, right? It change a lot. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are sad, but you learn for your future. So you have to be responsible for yourself. If you are a learner, you have to be responsible for it, Don't try to find, too many excuses. All right? Yeah. And one more, do not do more research. You do not do more research. You just learn, like teacher give me the present simple. You learn, okay, blah, 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 write down. But if you really want to know more than that, you have to do more research. For example, teacher talking about present continuous tense, or teacher give me about one word, we say afraid, for example. The word afraid. And then you say, afraid? I want to do something more. For example, teacher say, are you afraid of dog? You can say, afraid of something. You can say, I am not afraid of dog. So this is the way to do more research. How can I say it like that? How can I do it in English? Blah, 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 blah. All right. So don't teacher give you one lesson. You have to do more research about that. Not only from a teacher. All right. Yeah. And one more is lack of patience. Lack of patience. So when you learn a language, you have to be patient. I know you want to learn English fast. You want to be able to use your English language as fast as you can. But it's impossible It's impossible to be able to use your English in a short time. There is no shortcut way to improve your English. Only one thing you have to do is that be patient, keep going, keep trying your best. Alright? Be patient, keep going. Learn every day, and you will enjoy the sweet, fruitful result of your hard work. Your hard work will pay off when you try your best and be patient. So that's all for today, my beloved student, and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.